This changes everything for AMD, and almost no one realizes it yet. While tech headlines obsess over Nvidia's next GPU launch or whether Apple's making its own AI chips, AMD just made a series of moves that could flip the entire semiconductor industry on its head. I'm talking about a total shift in manufacturing strategy, massive earnings surprises, AI market wins, and a silent vote of confidence from one of the biggest companies on earth. But first, let's talk about Samsung, because AMD just dropped them. They officially discontinued their 4nm process orders with Samsung, citing low yield rates and the impact of US tariffs, and that's a huge deal. Until now, AMD had been following a dual sourcing strategy, splitting production between Samsung and TSMC. But when the US introduced stricter tariffs and export controls, AMD had to adapt fast, and Samsung's 4nm yields just weren't cutting it. So AMD made a clean break, and instead of sending more orders to Taiwan, they went to Arizona because TSMC, the world's most advanced chipmaker, just built a cutting-edge facility right in the US, and that's where AMD is headed next. Now think about this, not only does this move let AMD dodge tariffs and export restrictions, it also allows them to position themselves as a US-based semiconductor partner. Which is exactly what government agencies, defense contractors, and AI firms want right now. And AMD's not alone. Apple's moving chip production to Arizona. Nvidia is doing the same. Even Amazon's reportedly in talks for custom silicon made right here in the US. Because in 2025, having your chips made domestically is no longer optional, it's a competitive advantage. But here's the kicker. While everyone's focused on where AMD is building, they're missing how well AMD is executing. Let's talk about their Q1 numbers. $7.44 billion in revenue, up 36% year over year. And they beat every major analyst expectation. Their earnings per share came in at 96 cents, well above the street's estimates. And despite an $800 million inventory charge from new export controls, they're still projecting another $7.4 billion in Q2 with a 43% gross margin. That's wild, and it proves something important. AMD isn't just weathering the chip war, they're thriving in it. Now let's shift gears and talk AI, because AMD has quietly been gaining serious market share in both AI accelerators and server chips. Their MI300X is already in the hands of major clients, and according to early benchmarks, it's not just competitive with Nvidia's H100, it may even outperform it in specific AI workloads. And here's why that's terrifying for Nvidia. Blackwell, their next-gen AI chip, is delayed. Meanwhile, AMD is shipping now. Every month Blackwell gets pushed back, AMD has more time to grab market share, lock in partnerships, and establish itself as a real alternative. And we're already seeing it happen. Major cloud providers, including Microsoft, Meta, and Oracle, are testing AMD hardware for their AI infrastructure. And AMD is actively working with open source communities to make their chips easier to deploy across large-scale AI systems. So while Nvidia still has the CUDA advantage, AMD is playing the long game, and it's starting to pay off. But here's the part that really got my attention. Amazon just bought 822,234 shares of AMD. That's over $84 million worth of stock. Now, to be clear, Amazon isn't just some passive investor. They run AWS, the largest cloud platform on the planet. If Amazon is betting that hard on AMD, it's probably not just because they like the stock price. It's likely because they plan to use AMD hardware to power their next generation of AI tools and services. And that's the part that most people miss, because while AMD's CPUs and GPUs get compared to Intel and Nvidia in spec sheets, the real opportunity is in custom silicon for the cloud. If AMD can position itself as the flexible, US manufactured high-performance alternative, they can start winning contracts that used to go exclusively to Nvidia. And let's be real, Nvidia can't supply everyone forever. Their backlog is massive, their chips are expensive, their delivery times are brutal. So when AMD shows up and says, "We got similar performance, faster shipping, and our chips are made in America," that's a pitch every CTO wants to hear. Now obviously this doesn't mean Nvidia is going away. They've still got the software stack, the developer community, and a ton of market momentum. But for the first time in years, AMD isn't playing catch up. They're building smarter, moving faster, and attracting massive partners. And if you're watching this and thinking it's already too late to take advantage of this trend, you're wrong, because most people still have no idea what's happening behind the scenes. They're still sleeping on AMD because they're distracted by flashier stories. But if you know how to position yourself early, whether you're an investor, a creator, or someone on using AI tools, this is your window. I'll drop some links below to the tools I'm personally using to capitalize on this shift. And if you want to go deeper into how AMD's AI hardware compares to Nvidia's in the real world, let me know in the comments. If you made it this far, comment AMD comeback so I know you're one of the smart ones paying attention. I'll see you in the next one.